Benty, so the Premier League is back.
Yep.
She's back again, thank God. Have you? I mean, we've missed it.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like there's a lot that's changed, though. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
you know what?
Arsenal... I wondered, right? Go on. Go on.
Like, I did miss it. And obviously the cup games, I'd miss it. But the only time I really, really missed it, and I'm glad that it was back, is obviously, of course, when I watched Arsenal play. But for the first half, they played really well. Going at 1-0, here we go. With the first half of the season, fantastic. The first quarter of the season, fantastic. Going at half-time to West Ham 1-0 down. Didn't deserve it. But that second half performance, brought me straight back.
It did.
Straight back.
I'm sure. But I mean, the Premier League is back as a whole. I mean, I love my football. I could indulge in football. Yeah. I did during the World Cup, literally.
But would you have missed it if Chelsea had lost? You would have wished for the World Cup to be back.
Maybe, yeah, possibly. I mean, we need that. Yes, we'll talk about that. But overall, Benty, the Premier League doesn't feel as though there's been much change. Trying to go through all the games. Other than, I said this last night, other than Palace getting thumped 3-0 at home by Fulham, which I have to say I didn't quite see. Liverpool have picked up. I don't think Liverpool were brilliant, but ruthless in front of goal. Villa weren't. Arsenal second half, ruthless. Newcastle first half, ruthless. And you get the bottom of the table, Spurs. I mean, Spurs... No, bottom of the table, but see, Spurs are still doing what Spurs have done, going 2-0 up. Okay, now we decide to play well.
They need to sort that out because that's
it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable because they're going to play against, and again, they shouldn't have to go a goal down before they react, or 2 goals down.
Well, Liverpool, the problem is they went 2-0 down against Liverpool at home. Yeah. Right? And they couldn't come back. You can't keep doing that.
Better teams, that won't happen to. But I think with all the games that are on Amazon, and I quite like the fact that all the games are on because I could pick and choose. I ended up watching a random one, which was Everton versus Wolves. Ooh. Now, I left it 1-0 and I went in the other room and someone shouted, I'd have scored. And I was convinced it was Everton because Everton had been creating chance after chance, hadn't scored. When I saw it was Wolves, I just thought, Frank's under some serious pressure, by the way.
He is. Was that... I watched that as well and I felt there was a little bit of naivety about Everton.
Yeah.
There's an expression, as we know in football, if you can't win the game, don't lose it. Right? And how's that been allowed? How have you allowed... who's on the right hand side? Who crossed the ball
for the goal?
Yes, Traore.
Yes.
Traore in the right hand side. Yeah. How can you leave him 1v1? It was a bit of a bad cross in all honesty.
No, it was an awful cross. Right? And they took the nick off someone else.
I think Jerry Mina to take the nick off him, and it falls to mate Nori. And it's like how's that allowed to happen in the last minute at home when a draw's not the worst?
Do you know why? I almost think psychologically they're looking at Wolves, and Wolves don't score goals at all, do they? You talk about what the lowest score in the league.
Lopetegui's come in now, right?
Yeah, they've only scored 10 goals this year. So you're looking at Wolves and you're thinking, they're probably thinking, well, they can't hurt us the other end, so we'll just keep pushing, and I'm sure we'll get the goal. But you said it's the Premier League. There are good players in the Premier League, and you leave the back door open as such.
Well, that's exactly what they did.
You're going to get punished.
That's exactly what they did. Look, just let you know what's coming up between now and 7 o'clock. We're going to look back at some of the games, of course, that have taken place. Of course, there's one later on tonight here on talkSPORT, 8 o'clock kickoff. Manchester City travel to Ellen Road. Don't forget the Sports Bar. We're taking your calls from 10 o'clock. We're also going to be talking about Andy Robertson. Where does he rank amongst the greatest Premier League fullbacks? How good is he? And how good... In fact, I'll ask this question. Do Liverpool currently have the best fullback pairings ever in the Premier League? Has there ever been a better pairing? Robertson and Trent?
I don't know. It's hard.
I'm throwing it out there. I don't expect an answer off you yet, but the pairing, right? That's what I'm going to throw that out there.
If you talk about pairing in world football, the only two I can think of straight off the job is Catherine Carlos.
Yes. I mean, but that's not what. Yeah. I mean, they did.
I can't think of
a better pairing right now. Oh, in Premier League history. I mean, Ashley Cole and Branislav Ivanovic.
No, it weren't really a pairing.
No, well, kind of, but it wasn't really. But
Winterburn and Dixon.
Dixon. It's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, but I don't think they're in that.
They're not in that.
Defensively, maybe better. No, not even maybe. They are better.
Yeah.
But in terms of what them two can do,
yeah, the fullback role has changed, hasn't it, over the last decade?
Baines and Tony Hibbert.
Hibbert, good player. He was at Everton years.
So was Bainesy.
He was, yes, but did Hibbert come through the?
I mean, at the minute, I'm just naming pairings that.
Yeah, okay. Listen, don't ruin it. 03717. We'll do that a little bit later. 03717 2233. First off, though, we're going to talk about the race for top four. It's always a busy time in that top four. Who can make it? Who's going to make it along surge? But it does feel a little bit like it's the most congested. And actually, I think there's one spot up for grabs. That's how it feels right now. I think Arsenal are over the hills and far away. I don't think they're battling out for top four. They're battling out for the title. Man City, we expect, of course, to be the closest to Arsenal. And Newcastle aren't going anywhere fast either. So I think the top three, Benty, is that fair? Right now, I think there's one spot for grabs, or do you think that perhaps one of those other three can get caught?
I wouldn't say three are gone because Newcastle could have a wobble. City, Arsenal, yeah, we're doing well, but I still think Liverpool will come. Spurs are there or thereabouts. They'll come. Yeah. United are playing well.
That's what I mean. It's congested. So Chelsea won't. I mean, I don't think Chelsea are going to get top four this season. Pains me to say I don't think we are.
I think 1 and 2, City and Arsenal, I think that's done. Potentially.
So you think Newcastle are the one that could be caught?
They could be. But remember, there's still... I mean, there's a lot of football to go. There's a lot of football to go.
Mate. There's only 15 games played.
Yeah, exactly. Not even halfway through yet.
Not even halfway through. No, there's loads to go.